All right, let's do this. It is Wednesday, May 6th. Let's start with the S&P. So another day up, near strike high 73.69. We are pushing against the upper Bollinger. I would note that the lower Bollinger is now up to 68.23. Should cross above the 50-day and then little micro purple gap soon. And maybe next week it'll be around 7,000. We could always get a bit of consolidation. We saw that like 2 weeks ago here, right? We had a little chop, broke a new strike high, pulled back. We had a couple of reversal, literally 2 reversal candles from the 10 of May, and off we went again. RSI 75, overbought. But hey, we've been basically borderline overbought now for a good 5 weeks. Daily momentum starting to tick back up again. It is what it is. I ain't bearish, that's for damn sure. VIX is a bit mixed. Daily momentum did turn positive, and even though we did break a new cycle low of 1618, we did settle with a little hammer candle. Again, at most, maybe we can get to the 20s, 21s on a bad war headline, but you know, the market is increasingly calm, and we even had a headline today that some Navy jet attacked a Iranian flagged tanker. Market just didn't care. The market didn't care that the US Navy attacked a Iranian flagged tanker. Didn't care at all. It's astounding, but it is what it is. Market doesn't care. Market wants to go up. Let's go through some individual stocks. I am tired, so I'm not going to dawdle on too many of these things. Apple 1.2. Archer Aviation, yes, strong day for the air taxis. Archer was helped by sister stock JOBY, as we'll see soon. We do have a close above the 50-day, which we've not done since January. So we have a little short-term bullish breakout here. Soft target is 830. That's almost $1.90 up, which is about what? That's about what? 25, 28% maybe. Look at the volume. Big volume in the last 2 days in Archer Aviation. This is bullish. There's a bullish sign here. So none of this, all of this garbage here is not great. But we have a little bit of bullish interest here. Bullish air taxis. Gold silver was soaring today on hopes of a peace deal. And we do have a clear bounce off the 200-day. What's that? 6.5% up? Yep. That's interesting. 200 days where you want to hold, and we held it. Nikkei Eagle, yeah, American Eagle. At 1.5% there is a black candle. Leans a little bit bearish for early Thursday. First Majestic Silver didn't even get close to the 200 days, so this is definitely stronger than some of the other stocks out there. Up 10.9%. Again, I would note the recent high of 23.30 and the 50-day. Show me a close above 23.30 and the bulls might have something. AMD powered upwards 18.5%, new historic high, massively bullish. Amazon was briefly red, so yesterday's black candle did play out, but we settled up 0.5%. American Express up 1.9. Barrick, solid gain, 7.4%. Yesterday's black candle failed to play out. Boeing, black candle. So we're seeing a few signs here. Yeah, there's another one, another black candle. So there's a fair few stocks that suggest that maybe Thursday might start red. BlackRock, we do have another spiky candle from a 200-day. Blackstone has a black candle. CAT, new historic high, 2.5%. Nothing bearish there. Kamiko, solid gains of 8%. Carnival, solid gains of 6.8%. Cleveland Cliffs. Today's candle is distinctly spiky from a 200-day, but you got to think, considering the main market, this has got to go up. And there's an upside gap that I should mark on this chart right now. There it is. There's so many charts, and I don't have enough time in the day to do them all, but we actually have a secondary little gap. I'm going to mark on that. Hang on a sec. Right. Right, so we have two upside gaps in Cleveland. Moving on, Coinbase has earnings Thursday night. Coinbase was only up 0.1%. It was held back by Morgan Stanley, which announced that it's going to undercut commissions on crypto trades. Coinbase trades 1.5% commissions. Schwab recently announced they're going to charge 0.75%. Morgan Stanley going to charge just 0.5%. So if you trade a lot of Bitcoin, Morgan Stanley are offering you much better rates. Deckers, 5.5%. Broadly, though, it's a lot of chop. Disney had pretty good earnings, up 7.5%. Good example there of a stock provisionally stalling at the 200-day. I think it's got to clear it, though. Green gap should be filled. Then we have a lot of resistance around 116. Energy transfer down 2.5%, just cooling back with oil. Yeah, we'll get to oil, gold, and silver at the end. Freeport McMoran up 5.7%. Google new strike high, absolutely bullish there, 2.5%. Home Depot, even Home Depot catching a bounce. So yeah, we actually have a higher high and a higher low. We are cyclically low, so we're leaning upwards into next week. Nuclear mining, 6.5%, but that is a black candle which leans bearish for early Thursday. Intel, new strike high, look at that, 4.5%. Wow, 113. 113. Again, the PE is roughly 80 to 85 right now, assuming annual EPS of $1.50. There's the ceasefire gap, 55s. There's the earnings gap. And now we're 113 already. It's wild. So 120, stock will have tripled from where it was in March. Incredible. JOBY Aviation up 21%. Solid, very powerful gain. JOBY posted a big video on YouTube. Highly recommend it. Maybe we'll cool back a little bit early Thursday, perhaps, but looks like we're going to make a push to the 200-day at 1340, which is $3 up. That's about 28%. So there's a good 20. There is 28% upside in this right now. Great gain today, but yep, I like that. I like a test of a 200-day and fill this gap. I am considering buying the stock. JP Morgan at 1.8. KKR down. Kinder Morgan down with oil. Don't care about Cree. McDonald's actually, it's a lousy performance ahead of earnings due early Thursday, down 0.4%. And actually, today's candle is a bearish engulfing. So if there's one stock that's down tomorrow morning, I would be inclined to see it being McDonald's. Meta, that's a bullish engulfing candle. We have an upside gap to fill to around the 200-day, which is where it stalled repeatedly a couple of weeks ago. Rare Earths, MP Materials up 6.7. Do we have any upside gaps? We have a little gap around here, around $80. Microsoft up 0.6. Still a lot of chop, but it looks like we're going to push up into the green gap with a 200-day. Maybe not until, yeah, probably not until late month probably, and then June tag the 200-day. Micron up 4%. New strike high. It reminds me of SanDisk, SNDK. So SanDisk was down in the morning. It did close up another $3.66. Near strike high, 14.39. Incredible. Netflix up 0.4%. We have a valid short-term floor. Cyclically, we have a subtle divergence here in the cycles. We're probably going to go up. Better upside, not next week, but the following week. Yeah. And if you really, the real big bulls, the big bulls will be seeking a green gap that goes all the way to around 124. It's quite a way up. I like it. Nike up 1.9. I mean, you could argue we have a marginally higher low, but I don't like this one at any price. Yeah, maybe we'll fill teal gap. Maybe we'll even get up to for 200 day in like, maybe in, June, July. Maybe we'll come up to the 200 day and fail again at 58. And I would accept that's a long way up in percentage terms, but I don't like it. NVDA up 5.8%. Very powerful candle there. That bodes pretty good for Thursday. Again, maybe Thursday opens down a touch, but that candle does bode for net upside on Thursday. On this struggling, it's a lot of chop. It's one of my top 4 niche stocks, but I should leave it alone. Oracle powering upwards at 4.7%. Basic target is clearly the 200 day with teal gap. Bullish. Occidental getting smashed 7% down on oil. Pan American Silver powering upwards up 12%. Again, this is another stock which did hold for 200 days, so we're leaning bullish. Palantir down 1.5%. So we had a black candle on just before earnings. Earnings were dropped 7% yesterday. Not great. Michael Berry will be pleased. PayPal. It was initially up, but not a great performance relative to the main market. Red Cat trying to bounce. I would prefer Ondas. I will say Ondas Red Cat have earnings Thursday after hours, which should show should have a positive outlook. I could see it up, pushing for the 50 day in the 13s. Probably not Friday, but maybe in the week or two, maybe. Cyclically, it's on the low end, so the setup leans bullish into June. Transocean, this garbage. I mean, relative to oil, it actually held up very well today, but it doesn't make any money. I have no interest in companies that don't make any money. Why would I buy a company that doesn't make any money? Thank you, but no. Rocket Lab up 7.5%, closed at 84.65. Actually, we'll go to a close-up chart on this. Yeah, because I wanted a closer up one on this. So yeah, look at this. Couple of little higher low candles. Today's candle's very nice. 84s takes out the high from 3 days ago. And next resistance is around $90 and then 93. So we could easily be up $5. Again, I don't particularly care what happens tomorrow. I'd like it up maybe another dollar or two tomorrow as of the close. And then maybe if I'm lucky on Friday morning on earnings, post earnings, the stock will jump above 93, in which case there's nothing until the historic high of $99 from January. So I'm on board Rocket Lab again, having sold on Monday. And I would note that daily momentum is prone to turning positive either tomorrow or Friday. In theory, we're looking at probably net upside into and across next week. And then, of course, somewhere in here, we have the SpaceX IP. I don't know when it's going to be. Nobody knows right now. The date hasn't been set. I'm sure there's a provisional date that's been agreed upon, but they'll be open to changing that maybe for whatever reason. But I want to be long. I want to be broadly long Rocket Lab into the IPO for SpaceX. Moving on. SMR, what 13.9%. I like this. It's starting to show some upside power. I will say, that reminds me of NNE, which was up 27.7%. monstrous gain. It's signed a memorandum of understanding with was it Super Microcomputer? Yeah, SMCI, to do nuclear power for data centers. So that's good. It's very good news on a long-term basis. Moving on, Target don't care. Tesla up 2.5%. Not a bad candle actually. That's a bullish engulfing candle. If we can just clear the 200 day, then off we go. We do have a little upside gap here. It's not marked, but it's around 470.40. So 470.480 looks realistic in June, maybe early July. Take two was down, but that's a reversal candle. Short-term bullish. United Airlines up 6.8%. Looks like we're going to make a run. We're making a run now towards Teal Gap. It will not be easy to get above 119, no matter how strong the main market is. The problem is fuel shortages and fuel prices, which are still very high. Uranium Energy up by 8%. United Health don't care. UPS up almost 2%. And Exxon was down 4%. Technically, no, it's not a reversal candle. Also, I'd be more concerned that in retrospect, what we have here is a multi-week bear flag. So we broke down, bounced, and now we've broken the flag. And you got to think, hey, 200 day, 127. That's $21 down. That's about 14%. Yep. I think we'll go down to the 200 day. Maybe not until early June. Moving on. Jump to gold. So gold was up $134, or currently is a cut. I mean, again, these prices are changing because these are live charts. Gold's currently up $134 for the day, roughly 3%, 46.90. Is that a higher low? 45.01. I mean, also, I will note daily momentum is going to turn positive tomorrow, so that's positive for Thursday for gold. I'll take gold seriously when it's above 5,000. I would accept a break above the 50-day, which is 4,800, would be pretty bullish. That's $110 to go. But yeah, show me 5K gold, and then maybe we've got something real interesting. Silver was up similarly, 6.2%. Pretty nice candle. Again, show me silver above 83. Then the silver bugs have maybe got something of note. Again, momentum actually did turn positive today. Yeah. And finally, oil. So, start with this one. So yesterday night when I was doing this, we had structure of a bull flag. Oil was around $100. I turned off my screen and 11 hours, 11, 12 hours later, I wake up and I see the oil had printed 88.66. And yeah, it bounced. It bounced to the 97s. It settled in the 96s. But clearly the bull flag is broken. It's no longer valid. And we've not only pierced the 50-day. I mean, we didn't sell under it, but this is bad. So we have basically a tag of the gap. After all of this, we stalled at the gap. Chop, we had one up day on Monday, and now we're broken back down. Notably, daily momentum is weakening, should turn sustainably negative as of Thursday onwards. And in theory, we could go down for a good week or two. Looking at the weekly chart for some perspective, it's a wild mess, right? I mean, you have floor spikes, you have topping spikes. I mean, and the only thing is though, weekly momentum has been weakening for 5 weeks now, and prone to turning negative, not next week, but maybe momentum prone to turning negative in 2 to 3 weeks. So leaning bearish, or I'm leaving it alone. I certainly, after I saw the open, it was like, oh my God, that was, that bull flag didn't play out. But again, that's how it is. War news is gonna, that's how it's gonna be. Let's go to USO on a daily. I did draw bull flag on there, and of course that didn't play out. It was broken below to the downside. We do have a downside gap from a couple of weeks ago, so you can think we can come all the way down to there without too much trouble. So USO is 133. We have a gap to what, 120, 115 area. Also, I will say in terms of USO, we did actually see momentum turn negative today. I think that's it. Maybe I'll leave you with a monthly chart. Yeah, we'll end on this one. So for the month is still young. We're currently up 156 points, which is 2.2%. RSI is overbought, but again, we can stay overbought for many months. Upper Bollinger is 45, correction, 74.51. So we have 90 points, 100 points upside to go. And that Bollinger is going up by about 150 points a month. So as of June the 1st, the resistance will be around 7,600. As of July the 1st, resistance will be around 7,750, maybe 7,800. As of August, it'll be around maybe close to 8,000. So that's the potential upside that we could have across the next couple of months. Again, clearly, if you're bearish, if you want to short the market, you need to see a rollover. By definition, there is zero sign of that. We're probably going to tick upwards into June, probably July, and maybe we should get a rollover in either August or September. The problem is, of course, we're not going to have momentum turn negative. Probably, well, if you count across June, July, August, September, momentum could go negative in October or November. That's feasible. Of course, you have the midterms in November, so I would look for some drama in October, November. But again, that's months away. But yeah, short term bullish, bullish probably into July, maybe August. I can't be short in this, can I? That would be stupid. I can't be long oil because the breakdown. So the one thing I'm comfortable right now is long Rocket Lab. We'll have to see how that works out. That'll be interesting, put it mildly. And yeah, a few other things are like, JOBY's good. SMR looks starting to look pretty good now. Yeah. And we'll leave it there. Anyway, have a good Thursday. Good night.